A young woman stuck in a traffic jam slams her hand on the horn. Her face contorts, a grimace of pure frustration. This everyday scene, a microcosm of rising anger, is becoming increasingly common. We live in an age where tempers flare easily and patience wears thin. From road rage incidents to online vitriol, anger seems to permeate our lives. This video explores the escalating epidemic of anger, examining its root causes and the profound impact it has on individuals and society as a whole. Modern life, for many, resembles a pressure cooker. Demands from work, family, and finances create a constant state of stress. Long hours, job insecurity, and the blurring of work-life boundaries leave individuals feeling overwhelmed and on edge. This chronic stress creates a fertile ground for anger to take root. Financial pressures, in particular, weigh heavily on individuals and families. The rising cost of living, coupled with stagnant wages and economic uncertainty, fuels anxiety and resentment. When people struggle to make ends meet, their tolerance for frustration diminishes and anger can easily flare. Furthermore, the advent of technology, while offering many benefits, has also contributed to our collective stress levels. The constant connectivity and the pressure to be always on can be overwhelming. Social media, with its curated portrayals of perfection, often fuels feelings of inadequacy and envy, further contributing to stress and frustration. This constant state of pressure and stress takes a toll on our emotional well-being, leaving us more vulnerable to anger outbursts. We become like tightly wound springs ready to snap at the slightest provocation. Beyond personal pressures, broader societal tensions also contribute to the anger epidemic. Political polarization, social injustice, and economic inequality create divisions within communities and fuel resentment and distrust. These societal ills create a climate of anger and frustration that can easily escalate into conflict. The rise of social media has amplified these divisions. Echo chambers and filter bubbles reinforce existing biases, making it difficult to engage in meaningful dialogue across ideological divides. Online platforms often become breeding grounds for hate speech, cyberbullying, and other forms of online aggression, further contributing to the anger epidemic. Moreover, the rapid pace of social and technological change can leave individuals feeling disoriented and anxious. The erosion of traditional values, the rise of automation, and the uncertainty of the future can all contribute to a sense of unease and fear, which can manifest as anger. In a society grappling with such profound challenges, it is no surprise that anger is on the rise. These societal tensions create a volatile environment where anger can easily ignite and spread. While external pressures and societal tensions undoubtedly contribute to the anger epidemic, it is also essential to recognize the role of personal frustrations. Each individual carries their own unique set of triggers, experiences, and sensitivities that can influence their anger responses. Past traumas, unresolved conflicts, and unmet needs can create emotional wounds that make individuals more susceptible to anger. These past experiences can shape our perceptions and reactions, leading us to interpret situations through a lens of anger and resentment. Furthermore, low self-esteem, insecurity, and a lack of assertiveness can contribute to anger issues. When individuals struggle to assert their needs and boundaries, they may resort to anger as a way of expressing their frustration or feeling heard. It is important to note that anger is a natural human emotion. It can serve as a protective mechanism, signaling when our boundaries have been crossed or when we need to take action. However, when anger becomes chronic, excessive, or expressed in destructive ways, it becomes problematic. Understanding our own personal triggers, emotional patterns, and coping mechanisms is crucial to managing anger effectively. By developing self-awareness and emotional regulation skills, we can learn to express our anger in healthy ways and prevent it from controlling our lives. The consequences of unchecked anger are far-reaching and devastating. It exacts a heavy toll on our physical and mental health, our relationships, and our overall well-being. When anger becomes a chronic pattern, it creates a toxic environment that poisons everything it touches. On a physiological level, anger triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare the body for a fight or flight response, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and muscle tension. Chronic exposure to these stress hormones can weaken the immune system, increase the risk of heart disease, and contribute to other health problems. Mentally, chronic anger can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders. It can impair judgment, cloud rational thinking, and make it difficult to cope with everyday stressors. Individuals who struggle with anger management often find themselves caught in a vicious cycle, where anger begets more anger, leading to feelings of isolation, hopelessness, and despair. The damage inflicted by unchecked anger extends far beyond the individual. It poisons relationships, erodes trust, and creates a climate of fear and resentment. Families, workplaces, and communities all suffer when anger is allowed to fester and control our interactions. Perhaps the most devastating consequence of unchecked anger is its impact on our relationships. Anger creates distance, erodes trust, and makes it difficult to maintain healthy, loving connections. When anger becomes a regular feature of a relationship, it can lead to communication breakdowns, resentment, and emotional detachment. In romantic relationships, anger can manifest as criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling, behaviors that relationship expert John Gottman has identified as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for their ability to predict divorce. These destructive communication patterns create a toxic dynamic that can be incredibly difficult to break. Anger also takes a toll on familial relationships. Parents who struggle with anger management may inadvertently model unhealthy coping mechanisms for their children. Children who grow up in homes marked by anger and conflict may have difficulty regulating their own emotions and forming healthy relationships later in life. The workplace is another arena where unchecked anger can have significant consequences. Anger in the workplace can lead to conflicts with colleagues, decreased productivity, and the creation of a hostile work environment. In extreme cases, it can even result in violence or other forms of workplace aggression. The detrimental effects of anger extend beyond our emotional and social well-being. They also take a significant toll on our physical health. When we experience anger, our bodies go into fight or flight mode, releasing a surge of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. While this response is helpful in short bursts when we face genuine threats, chronic activation of this stress response system can have serious health consequences. Studies have linked chronic anger to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The constant release of stress hormones can damage blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Furthermore, anger has been implicated in a range of other health problems, including digestive issues, weakened immune function, chronic pain, and insomnia. It can also exacerbate existing health conditions, making it more difficult to manage chronic illnesses effectively. The mind-body connection is undeniable, and the negative emotions we harbor can manifest in physical ailments. Addressing anger is not just about improving our emotional well-being, it is also about protecting our physical health and longevity. In the face of this escalating anger epidemic, cultivating emotional intelligence emerges as a potent antidote. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions and those of others, is essential for navigating the complexities of modern life and mitigating the destructive influence of anger. Self-awareness, a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, involves understanding our own emotional triggers, patterns, and reactions. By recognizing the situations, thoughts, and sensations that tend to provoke anger within us, we can begin to develop strategies for managing these triggers more effectively. Another crucial aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. By cultivating empathy, we can develop a greater understanding of the perspectives and experiences of those around us, reducing the likelihood of misinterpretations and conflicts that can fuel anger. Furthermore, emotional intelligence encompasses skills such as self-regulation, the ability to manage our impulses and emotions effectively, motivation, the ability to channel our emotions towards positive goals, and social skills, the ability to build and maintain healthy relationships. These skills are essential for navigating social situations effectively, resolving conflicts peacefully, and fostering harmonious connections. Addressing the anger epidemic requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond individual efforts to cultivate emotional intelligence. Mental wellness initiatives play a crucial role in building resilience, promoting emotional regulation, and creating a society that is better equipped to manage anger constructively. Schools can play a vital role in promoting emotional intelligence and anger management skills from a young age. By incorporating social-emotional learning programs into the curriculum, schools can equip children with the tools they need to understand and manage their emotions, resolve conflicts peacefully, and develop empathy and compassion. Workplace wellness programs can also contribute to creating healthier work environments where anger is less likely to thrive. These programs can provide employees with stress management techniques, conflict resolution training, and access to mental health resources, fostering a more supportive and understanding workplace culture. Furthermore, community-based initiatives that promote mental wellness, such as support groups, workshops, and public awareness campaigns, can help to destigmatize mental health issues and provide individuals with the support they need to manage anger and other emotional challenges. The anger epidemic poses a significant threat to our individual and collective well-being. Unchecked anger damages our health, our relationships, and the very fabric of our society. However, by understanding the factors that contribute to rising anger levels, and by embracing strategies for cultivating emotional intelligence and promoting mental wellness, we can begin to turn the tide. Investing in emotional intelligence is not a luxury, but a necessity in today's world. By developing self-awareness, empathy, and effective emotional regulation skills, we can learn to manage our anger constructively, build stronger relationships, and create a more peaceful and compassionate world. Addressing the anger epidemic requires a collective effort. Governments, communities, organizations, and individuals all have a role to play in fostering a culture that values emotional intelligence, promotes mental wellness, and provides support for those struggling with anger management issues. By working together, we can create a world where anger is no longer an epidemic, but a healthy emotion that serves its purpose without wreaking havoc on our lives. The journey towards a calmer tomorrow begins with each of us taking responsibility for our own anger and working to create a more empathetic and understanding world.